Hey everyone, welcome to Models and Agents, episode 49. It's May 15th, 2026. Lots of news to walk through. Let's start with what actually matters. Codex just landed on your phone. OpenAI's coding agent now runs natively on iOS and Android, with Windows Sync coming soon. OpenAI rolled out a preview of Codex inside the ChatGPT mobile apps today. That gives developers full agent workflows they can trigger from anywhere. Anthropic released a new paper on US-China AI leadership, plus a $200 million Gates Foundation partnership focused on global health and education. At the same time, local builders are pushing DeepSeek V4 Pro and multi-agent setups to higher performance on everyday hardware. The Codex rollout moves the agent off the desktop and into a pocket-sized coding partner. The mobile preview supports complete agent workflows right in the ChatGPT apps. Phone to Windows desktop connection arrives in the next update. Developers can now start complex refactors or debugging sessions while commuting or traveling. Expanded Windows integration and potential API access for custom mobile tools are both on the near-term roadmap. Supertone shipped the third generation of its on-device TTS engine. Supertonic version 3 adds support for 31 languages plus expression tags. It cuts reading failures while keeping the same inference contract for existing integrations. Language coverage jumps 6 times compared with the prior release. Builders working on multilingual voice agents get a drop-in local upgrade with no added latency. Vectra YX Nano is a new 42 million parameter Spanish cybersecurity model trained from scratch. It includes native MCP tool calling and was trained on a 170 million token Spanish corpus. The model ships as an 81 megabyte GGUF file that runs sub-second on commodity hardware. Early adopters now have the first Spanish native cybersecurity LLM with end-to-end tool use. Physics R1 is a new visual physics reasoning model cold-started from Qwen 3VL 8B thinking. It was trained on audited Olympiad data and raises performance by 18.3 percentage points on held-out Olympiad problems. The model also improves physics reasoning benchmarks by 15.7 percentage points over the base 8 billion parameter version. The release includes cleaned corpora and a reproducible GSPO plus DAPO training recipe. WSPN launched a stablecoin payment skill built specifically for the AI agent economy. The agent can execute payments autonomously while keeping compliance hooks in place. Developers building agentic commerce flows can drop this in as a ready-made payment primitive. MediaTek is positioning its Dimensity chips as the hardware base for smartphone AI agents. The platform emphasizes on-device agent inference with optimized NPU support. Mobile developers should test current agent workloads on Dimensity devices to measure power draw and latency. Amazon deployed an AI agent that can shop end-to-end on behalf of users. The agent is backed by Amazon's growing satellite constellation for global connectivity. Retail and logistics teams are watching how this shifts agent-to-commerce integration patterns. A builder on r/local LLMA demonstrated 4 parallel Qwen 3.635 billion sub-agents. The setup is orchestrated by DeepSeek and runs on dual RTX 3090 cards. Local reviewers plus a cloud final pass keep total API spend under $20 per month. The full opencode.json config is shared publicly for anyone who wants to replicate the pattern. Another user reached 45 plus tokens per second prompt processing on DeepSeek V4 Pro. The setup uses K-transformers on EPYC plus RTX Pro 6000 hardware. Context scaling to 32,000 tokens stayed stable at roughly 100 watts of GPU draw. The configuration runs the original model files with no conversion step required. Community discussion is growing around 48 gigabyte 4090 class cards sourced from China. Builders are collecting benchmarks, BIOS quirks, and long-term stability data. Anyone considering these cards should join the shared research effort before buying. Okay, let's pop the hood on speculative decoding. Everyone treats it as a simple speed boost you just enable. In practice, it depends on a fragile agreement between the drafter model and the target model distributions. When that agreement slips even slightly, the average accepted length tau collapses and the promised 2x speedup vanishes. Mistletoe-style attacks exploit exactly this gap. They nudge the drafter with null space projected gradients that preserve output semantics while tanking acceptance rates. The engineering trade-off is clear. You gain throughput only while the drafter stays close to the target. Any defense that hardens acceptance also adds verification latency. Most teams hit the wall once context scales past 8,000 tokens. Drift between drafter and target grows fastest in that regime. The practical rule is to keep your drafter within one training epoch of the target. Monitor tau in production. Once it drops below 1.8, fall back to standard decoding instead of forcing the speculative path. Install the Codex preview on iOS or Android and test a multi-file refactor task while away from your desk. Run the new Supertonic version 3 TTS locally on a multilingual voice agent project to compare reading stability against your current engine. Replicate the 4 sub-agent Twen setup using the shared opencode.json if you have dual 3090 class GPUs. Download the Vectra YX Nano GGUF and test its MCP tool calling on a Spanish cybersecurity workflow. Benchmark your current agent stack against the MarkTech Post SWE bench and terminal bench numbers for Claude Code and GPT 5.5. OpenAI is expected to expand Codex Windows Phone Sync and expose more mobile agent APIs in the coming weeks. Anthropic's US-China paper will likely spark follow-on policy discussions at upcoming AI governance events. More local builders are preparing 64,000-plus context tests for MTP models following the recent DeepSeek V4 Pro results. Hardware vendors are watching MediaTek's Dimensity agent push for clues on next-generation mobile NPUs. Tomorrow, keep an eye on the first real-world benchmarks from the 4 sub-agent Twin setups now running on dual 3090 cards. That's models and agents for today. If you found this useful, share it with someone who's trying to keep up with all these changes, and subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's update. The AI world moves fast. We'll help you keep up. See you tomorrow. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice, editorial selection, and analysis are my own.